Arr! Well, good morning and welcome back to hour 2 of Tampahometalk.
I think we're Tampahometalk.
I think we might be Tampa Pirate Talk, which I love.
What day?
Awesome.
There's a calendar day that's Talk Like a Pirate Day. Is that November?
That I have no idea. You're the scientist. You should know these things.
All this month, you got to talk like a pirate because it's Gasparilla time.
It's true.
I love it.
Only in the Tampa Bay area, though. That's Gasparilla.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm Adam Talley with Talley Insurance, joined by Leo Kane with Barrel Project Engineering. And today we have a fantastic guest. We have Ron R.K., and he is the founder and past president of F Troop, which is a crew that we'll all be able to see, I'm sure, in the next couple weekends on Gasparilla. So welcome, Ron.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. This is you're hearing our theme song from F Troop, which is a group of 75 guys here in Tampa.
Okay.
It's a little over 16 years old now, and besides being in parades, we do and raise funds for different community events and different charities.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, if you'd like to know more about it, it's of course the next two things coming up would be the Children's Gasparilla Parade, which is this Saturday, and then the big party.
For the children.
What's that now?
For the children.
For the children, correct. It is a non-drinking parade, and it's a 1.5 miles long on Bayshore Boulevard, and a lot of fun from people jumping out of planes to fireworks at the end of the night. So it's a good time to be able to enjoy Tampa Bay.
Nice. Yeah, that's wonderful. So what, now before we dive into the history and everything, which I'm really excited about, what are some of the, because you said you guys, and I don't want to forget the most important thing, you guys say you raise funds for local charities. What are some of the charities that you support?
Well, one of our biggest ones are the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tampa Bay. Okay. Every year we have 100 kids we ask to, as our guests, to have a barbecue. And we bring Christmas gifts. We give them sports balls. We bring Santa in our tow vehicle. The tow vehicle that tows our floats is a 2.5-ton deuce-and-a-half military truck with a .35 caliber machine gun on it.
Nice.
It's a fun thing. The kids love to ride the tow truck and sing Christmas carols throughout. And then he comes out and we have a barbecue and give the kids gifts. And this year we happen to have.
I would want to do that. I'm just a big kid, but I would love to do that.
It's a plus. We ended up getting Fish and Wildlife to come out this year. They brought a gator for all the kids to pet, and a canine unit came out, so they got a chance to meet a deputy dog from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
So they brought an alligator out for the kids to pet and a dog out for the kids to look at.
Correct.
You can't pet the working dogs.
No.
But you can pet the alligator.
Yeah, well, the gator was taped. They did have his mouth taped as they passed him around, but he gave a lot of great information for them. And the two deputy sheriffs who were there got a chance to sit in the car and blow the horn and hit the lights, and the kids just had a wonderful time. It was a great day for them, and giving them gifts at the end, it was very appreciative, and it just warms your heart to see that at Christmas time.
Wow, that's amazing. And then it looks like you also support the Shriners Hospitals?
Yeah, we do support the Shriners Hospital and the Shriners Circus. We donate bicycles to kids who come to the Shriners Circus once a year at the State Fairgrounds. It's just a wonderful opportunity to meet other people in the crew world and share. We support the James Haley Veterans Hospital. We also support ABC, which is a Brighter Community nonprofit school. And by giving money to children who need the help. Besides being in parades, the new donation this year is a law enforcement canine memorial that we're donating that they will be building for Hillsborough County for all of the canine dogs who work free of charge to the sheriffs that they work with, and it hadn't been recognized. So this is something that we're working on.
That's amazing.
Kibble.
That's amazing.
The work for kibble.
And I am noticing the theme. It looks like it's a lot of stuff for the children, which is amazing. And then obviously we got to support our veterans and our law enforcement. So thank you for all that you do for our community. Well, I think that's amazing. And now let's get to the meat and bones here.
The
history.
I'm very curious about the history because I heard rumors that this thing started on a Monday.
Gasparilla, which started in 1904. Was
The year
started
before the Columbia.
It was started, and it was as far as I know, it was started predominantly to bring tourists and people into Tampa Bay in the winter months. Not everybody had the mass transit and the planning that we do have today. And the parade was on a Monday, and on Monday the banks were closed, the schools were closed to go to the Gasparilla parade.
Is this before or after Flagler and Plant built the railroads?
This is after the railroad and Tampa plant was there already, so this was after that point. Gasparilla now is the third largest parade in the country, which people are just amazed by, to think that we have so many people. It draws between 300,000 and 400,000 people.
So we have Mardi Gras,
Right?
and then we have the
What's next?
the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Chicago.
Number one is the Thanksgiving Macy's Day
Oh, yeah.
Parade.
Forgot that one.
And out in and the California Rose Bowl. The parades are the two largest that they have out there, and we are the third.
So
we're
we're larger,
bigger than Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras is not a parade.
Oh,
It's a celebration that they do in New Orleans.
Okay, so
it's
Around Mardi Gras, and you got to tell these young guys about Gasparilla and the Florida State Fair, where it really used to be located.
exactly.
What? It wasn't always on Bayshore?
No, it was in the Florida State Fair. It was an amazing time to live Tampa's history with throwing beads out. That was the big thing. Everybody, but second part is that a lot of the people who were in the parades, including Gasparilla, they used to carry sidearms, which was part of the Gasparilla pirate theme, with cannons blowing off. And the original gift that kids got were that you would shoot the blanks in the air and throw the shells, the casings, to the kids, and that was before beads. That was a collectible item that if you get a little brass casing from a shell of a gun that you shot off, which is just amazing considering how
And then they
wild times.
And then they
100
wonder
years
why
ago.
all these stereotypes about Florida man.
it was just totally different. It was a smaller group. It was University of Tampa. We marched around in the field, and it was and being Monday off from school was a real treat. Everyone got a chance to come and see the parade.
So it was fairly recent. They switched from Mondays to Saturdays.
Quite a few years ago, it was switched, and it was done for commercial reasons of bringing people in, and so it had changed to a Saturday and making it
makes
a
more
long
sense.
weekend
If
affair.
I'm going to get hungover, I'd rather be hungover on a Sunday than a Tuesday.
That was probably one of the good reasons why that occurred.
So
And the entire parade and the fair, you got to tell these guys because they're not going to believe this, but it was North Boulevard was the bullseye, was the target on the bullseye right there on the University of Tampa property.
Exactly. There was no Florida State Fairgrounds at that time. This was all done with this in downtown Tampa, and it was from Ybor City to North Boulevard. There was something going on in part of Tampa's rich history.
when did they finally switch it over to Bayshore?
That I can't give you a date on that. I don't want to be misquoted on it. If
Fair
you
enough.
Google that, I'm pretty sure you can find that.
Now, question for you, Ron. Are you from Tampa originally?
No, been down here 45 years, a transplant from up north, like
Okay.
a lot of people, get away from the snow and cold and to enjoy the sunshine.
So when did you first start getting involved with Gasparilla?
I've been a little over 35 years.
Okay.
So from being a participant to enjoying it to joining a crew and being involved with that. So, yeah, a little over 35
Wow.
years ago.
So what made you? What was the step to be on a crew? Because I think we might probably have a lot of listeners that might want to be on a crew one day. So how do you start that? How do you become on a crew?
Well, he's got a waiting list, probably.
Well, yes, we do. We do have a waiting list, and we have a cap of membership of 75, so that is our crew. But there are over 70 crews in the Tampa Bay area. There's one group that is called IKC, which is the Inter-Crew Council, and all the crews belong to this one group for purposes of scheduling events that are coming.
Okay.
So if you want to get in a crew, take a look at the parade and look at the costumes, look at the floats, look at the people, look at the charitable things they do. If you're interested, talk to people in that crew. There are
And
men's
that's
crews. Yes.
A great opportunity to say that if you're interested in parade crews and donating time and or money to charities, go ahead and text 813-377-2775. That's 813-377-2775. Text the word crew.
That's with a K and two E's.
Or you can just do it as you think it's spelled, like the sock, and we'll get you in the right information. But yeah, this is an exciting hour. We're learning all about the parades. the F Troop and the good they do for the city of Tampa. This is a feel-good hour of Tampa Home Talk, and we'll learn about how the floats have insurance as well, because we barely touched on that last hour. Right, Adam? We'll be right back after the break. Tampa Home Talk. Don't go anywhere. I thought we were getting theme music.
Abruptly ceased retreat and reversed into victory. His medal of honor pleased and thrilled his proud little family group. While pinning it on, some blood was spilled, and so it was planned to command F Troop, where Indian flags are colorful.
Okay, so this is this is Leo Kane with Barrel Engineering and Inspection, joined with Adam Talley and Ron Arcave. And I'm very excited. Like, I've never actually watched an episode of this show. But,
Well,
but you're based on a TV show from the 60s. How did you come about, like, that's where we want to base our group off of?
Well, it was kind of interesting. The 60s TV sitcom was about the American West after the Civil War. And this was a group of renegades in the cavalry. And they did, if you watch it with Forrest Tucker, and I'm sure you can catch it on some late-night TV shows, they were just bumbling and having fun and doing everything. There was no shooting and killing involved in this. And we thought that we were a renegade group because we broke off from other crew and other people involved and thought that we wanted to be a little bit different. It's our tow vehicle, our fort is Fort Courage, which is named after the F Troop series, and it was built by all of our members. And so it's kind of a cavalry theme. It has wood on the outside and a smoking bullhorn on the front and laser lights for the parade all throughout it.
So you approached whoever the Nickelodeon, I guess, owns the rights to this, or whoever owns the rights, and you say, we want to use your name to...
That I don't know. That's a good question. I don't want to be answering that, but a lot of crews do different things. It's a fun group that we try to buy the uniforms. There are other crews with uniforms who are all in the dark blue, and we picked a wine color to be different. Renegade. We picked different crews have different ranks when you join, from a trooper to a sergeant to a colonel. When you join F Troop, you're a 4-star general. Every member is a 4-star general. You can't go up in rank and you can't go down in rank. So it's just that every guy is equal. So it's kind of like we try to keep everybody within the loop and have a great time of enjoying the crew world.
I think that's awesome. So how did you come up with this? How did you start this?
Well, there were 3 acting founders who worked together to try to get a group that thought alike and wanted to work alike and do different things. And we weren't happy the way different people were doing things, and it was suggested we start our own crew. And we looked into it, and we have our duck as our theme, and
it is very cool. People can't see it, but it is a very cool logo.
Is the duck from the show? Or?
No, that's our own thing. The back of my uniform, which you probably can't see, is a big duck on it.
Yeah.
But it was Fort Courage and the cavalry, and it just kind of fit into place. It was something that, as a group of guys who wanted to do things something a little bit different. Our tow vehicle is a retired 2.5-ton military deuce-and-a-half truck. So that has nothing to do with the cavalry. And, before that it was a fire truck. So it's the fun part of being in parades and lights flashing and music blaring and people dancing. And besides the parades, we give back to the community. Like I said, I gave you a list of some of those things. We have other charities that we do. We do fundraisers. We've done 2 fundraisers to raise money for handicapped automobiles for 2 people that we recognized. We raised money for a widow and family of a crew member who had passed away. We do the East-West Shrine game where we give out footballs. So these are just some of the, as I said, a lot of the charitable things that we do within the community.
So, we obviously you guys do parades. We got the Children's Parade coming up this weekend. And then next weekend is the adults parade, if we will. And then what comes after that?
Well, our calendar starts off early with October, which is the Fantasy Fest parade we do down in Key West.
You go down to Key West.
Yes, we do. We bring our float down and invited guests, and we do that every year down there. Have a wonderful time.
I was about to say, I bet that's a really good time.
It's a great time. Everyone who goes has a good time. They try to have as few pictures as possible and photogenic memories, work people from everywhere around the country.
So you take that float down US 1 through...
No, we have a driver who drives, tow truck driver who drives a smaller float version. This one is too big to be into Key West to make the turn. So we have a smaller float that he drives down there, does the parade, stays overnight, and then drives it back. That's not a job I want to do.
No.
But,
Any good stories you can share from Fantasy Fest, or that's kind of like Vegas? They all stay there.
I think.
Don't make me hit the dump.
I think if you go online and look, that will answer all your questions and imaginations there. But after Fantasy, go on.
What I'd like to know is how you guys, or what is your plan or procedure that when you're dropped off down south of Bay to Bay or wherever it is, way south on Bayshore, and then everybody off the float in downtown Tampa, how do you get your ride, get back to your vehicle, because you guys have been partying along Bayshore the whole time. What is the game plan for a lot of you? Because I know a lot of folks are just lost, and a lot of them see walking back to the starting point.
Well, we're fortunate enough to have a little experience in that, and we do rent a bus that takes us. So our group has a bus that leaves from our float yard and drives us down to the Gandy entrance, where we are checked out by the Hillsborough County Sheriffs and ATF and a bomb-sniffing dog. Every float that goes onto it is checked out for safety and security. And at the end of the parade, we get on a bus again, which takes us back to our host hotel. So we're kind of, from that point, we have different functions going on, from socials to different parties throughout the Tampa Bay area.
So it starts at Gandy and works its way to downtown?
Downtown Tampa, correct, all the way up to Cass Street. And there, as I said, it's a little over 300,000 people. There are 176 floats that are in the Gasparilla Parade this year. There are 5 bands. There are over 70 crews. And just to let you know, there are a little over 1,200 law enforcement down there, from ATF to the state to the county to the city. Everybody's on board to make it a safe and fun parade for everybody.
That's good. That's good. So you start with Fantasy Fest,
right?
And then where do we go from there?
After that, we do the Veterans Parade in Town and Country.
Oh wow!
And our group then does a golf tournament to raise funds for the Boys and Girls Club Christmas party. From there, we do the Children's Parade. We do Gasparilla. After that, we do the night parade, the Crew of Santiago night parade.
Okay, what's the history on the night parade? Because it's not night as in N-I.
No, it's
night as in K-N.
K-N-I,
yeah.
Santiago is another crew that is within one of the 70 crews that's in here, and they sponsor the parade and put it on and have all their outfits and uniforms going back to the sister city in Spain. So they're a large group that puts on another great parade in the evening in February.
So it's just basically a crew decides to put a parade on after the parades.
Yes, it's another parade. Each parade is sponsored by a different group.
Oh, okay.
So it's Gasparilla doesn't sponsor all. Gasparilla is the big one, and the Children's Parade is part of Gasparilla. So those are the two that way. The other parades throughout the year are from different groups that sponsor parades. After the night parade, then they have the Rough Rider St. Patrick's Day Parade, and that's sponsored by the Rough Riders.
You said there was 600 Rough Riders, roughly?
There are over 600 Rough Riders now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a large group.
That's more than one float, right?
They have many floats.
There's a new push this year from the mayor, and you guys on the boat, I know, well, not only the boat, but everybody's boats, they're tossing beads. They want to keep the beads out of the bay this year. They are saying, please do not toss the beads in the bay to harm the wildlife. So along the parade route, you guys are flinging the beads. They want you to not let them go over that sidewalk on Bayshore.
There's actually some nonprofits I know of that are collecting beads and repackaging them and selling them to raise funds and
collecting thrown beads.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing. There are so many beads, you will not believe it. If you ever watch the TV coverage or go down and see, you will see people just who are in the front row and behind the barricades. They are just loaded down with more beads than a lot of crews have.
And those get heavy.
They get very heavy. They're very heavy, very large, and a lot of kids just bring bags and just take them off their neck and put them in there.
I mean, they don't feel very heavy, but imagine wearing like 100 of these.
Put like 10 of those on. Yeah, it's a big deal. You need to see a chiropractor after that.
Well, the not throwing into the bay is something that we've always been told, and it is in the rules. We have a large list of rules and regulations that Gasparilla wants, and not throwing into the water is really one of them, which is something that we're really going to try very hard not to do. A lot of boaters are on the bay begging for beads, but that won't be happening this year. And
You have to have a pretty good arm to reach the bay from the float. I
Yeah,
think,
there are a lot of misses.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, with this has got some good, like these little coins give you a good like velocity here, but the normal beads, those would probably be hard. Wind would just carry those.
all different size beads from small to medium to large. It's a fun, and almost, if you're screaming and yelling, louder you are, the more they get beads thrown to you.
So you get beads in bulk and just distribute them to your members?
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
And these are, I guess, custom order beads.
Yes, we do.
Where do you get custom order beads made from?
From China. I think, as a matter of fact, I think all the beads are made in China, one way or another. It's the freight that costs the money to get them from here to there to resell them. There are commercial outlets that sell beads and make a good living out of that. Other people just give teddy bears. Some people give coupons to their charity. There are lots of different things that are given out on the parade
We'll
route.
have to talk more about that after the break.
All right.
Coming up on our second break. Again, if you're interested in joining a crew, 813-377-2775. We'll get you in touch with the crew that could be right for you, as they all cater to different personalities.
And charities.
This is just amazing. And I got my own set of beads. I don't even have to go to the parade now.
I love it.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back to Tampa Home Talk. This is Adam Talley with Talley Insurance, joined by Leo Kane with Barrel Project Engineering and Inspections. And today we have a fantastic guest. He's getting all amped up for the big kids parade tomorrow. His name's Ron, and he's with F Troop. And I've gotten quite the education today. I'm pretty excited about it. But before we left, I think we were going to talk about how to become a crew member, right?
Yeah, that would be awesome to learn how to be, other than texting crew to 813-377-2775, which might be your first step.
It would be. Now, for you guys, you said you have a
We have a
waiting
cap.
list.
We have a membership cap of 75. So right now we have 7 people on a waiting list to get in.
Okay.
And we won't go over our cap. Some crews have caps, some don't. But, I mean, the crew world goes from, by looking at the parade, from firefighters to MacDill Air Force Base to the Bucks, the Rays, the Lightning, all have floats in this parade. I mean, different cities come to participate in this parade. So if you're interested in a crew, take a look at the crew and then look up and find out who the people are and go to one of their meetings. So everyone's usually invited to go. Some crews, like F Troop, we ask you to be invited by a member. So if you know a member of a crew and you're interested, ask him and he'll invite you. And then you need to put in an application. You need to be put on a waiting list. You need to be vetted to make sure that you're a good fit. Not everybody's a good fit. There are some, not in F Troop, but there are some completely female crews. Lots of female crews within the Tampa Bay. My wife and friends belong to lots of different female crews who do the same thing. Raise money maybe for kids' shoes, raise money for McDonald House, raise money for so many other charities within the Tampa area. Every crew has a charity, one or more, that they support.
So what kind of time commitment are you looking at if you're in a crew? Because you have
That's a hefty schedule there.
It's like you guys don't stop, do you?
Yeah, we kind of keep active within, and that's what we like about it. And you don't have to participate in everything. You can go to one parade a year if you like. But besides these, we have socials that we also have where we get together, and it's meeting people and integrating your work that you do and finding different people, and it's a real good networking that you can have with the crew world. Besides having fun at a parade, raising money for charity, it can also be good for your business. There are so many crews in the area that fill so many different needs that all you have to do is look and choose one or two and talk about it and find out what you think would be good for you.
What's a bead drop?
A bead drop is what we did last night, and that is where we loaded all of our beads on the float, including all the food, drinks, Cokes for the kids tomorrow, so that when our float gets there, it's full and ready to go.
You throw sodas at the kids?
No, the kids have sodas, and we give them sandwiches and chips, and to be able, but going back to history, there used to be some rice companies that would throw bags of rice out during Gasparilla.
Nice.
So
Just get
not
pelted with a bag
anymore,
of
but
rice.
But it's a bead drop is where we just organize the whole float because you need gas for your generator, you need your fog machine filled up, you need beads stored, and all this was done last night so that Saturday when the float's there, all you have to do is get on it and get ready to go.
Wow. Well, and it's amazing. It seems like you really you have that passion for giving back, right? And I think that's kind of the common theme you said with pretty much with all the crews, right? There's not a crew that doesn't give back to the community, right?
Correct.
Which is awesome. How many crews did you say there were again?
There are over 70.
Wow.
70 crews in the Tampa Bay area. And from Tallahassee, which we do a springtime parade, they come down and parade here, and then we go up to Tallahassee and do a parade up there. So
there's a Tallahassee crew?
Exactly.
Wow.
And we do one in DeSoto. We do one in Hernando DeSoto.
Is Tallahassee a parade or a protest?
It is a parade.
Because that's usually in political, when people gather on the streets, it's a protest.
No, it's a parade, and it's very well welcomed up there that we have in Tallahassee, and which is totally different marching up and down hills. We get kind of spoiled thinking of how flat Tampa is. And when you're in a parade and going up a hill, you don't realize that it's a little more cardiovascular workout than you expected, carrying beads with you.
So do you go just through downtown in Tallahassee?
Correct.
What is it tied to? I don't remember. Is it tied to like homecoming or something? I went to Florida State, so I was trying to remember what parade I missed this entire time.
Their title is Springtime Tallahassee, and at that time they have an art show and they have vendors and they have concerts, and it's and the parade is just part of it. Almost all parades are part of another function that's coming in.
It's like when we had Guavaween used to have a parade.
Correct.
But they don't do that anymore, do they?
No. I don't even think they do Guavaween at all anymore.
Wow.
Do they?
That's the same time as Fantasy Fest, and I go down to Key West, so I'm not up here to remember what. I did know they did have it. They sold tickets. They fenced it. It was open. So that has changed. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I think the death of Guavaween was when they said there were no floats and it was supposed to be a walking parade. That started the downward spiral.
Yeah, it's the parades take a lot of, like we said, law enforcement. So both police on motorcycles, on
horses,
on all-terrain vehicles. That's a lot to keep.
Isn't a horse an all-terrain vehicle?
It probably is, but one uses gas and the other oats. So no, I'm not sure.
Trying to fuel up the horse.
I saw a huge parade. Do you guys do anything with the Outback Bowl? It seemed like there was a huge parade in Newport for the Outback Bowl.
Yes, there is. There's an Outback Bowl parade that you're in. There were so many parades.
That was what had the streets all blocked off. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't watch sports.
I don't watch sports.
Yeah.
I couldn't get to lunch. I'm like, I'll have to go somewhere else.
We can't do all the parades. We pick and choose which parades we do. There are more than this. There's a Christmas parade downtown. There are so many parades that we've got a long enough list. So we do have a board of directors that chooses every year which parades to participate in and have the most fun and get the biggest bang out of the buck that we invest.
That's amazing. So let's say I join a crew, let's say it's your crew possibly, or any other crew, I'm sure they're
you
all
have a
pretty
3-year
similar.
waiting list. Anyway.
I make it through the waiting list, they vet me, they look past all the things they should, and I'm in. So what can somebody expect when they're on a crew? What is that like?
Well, any crew you go, you'll have one or two sponsors who sponsor you, and they will walk you through the correct way to throw beads, the correct way to wave at the crowd, the correct way.
Form you need to use.
There are certain things, yeah. Well, one of our
good wave.
That's a good. Royal Wave is kind of good now.
It's actually easy on the wrist, which is why this was developed.
Don't want the carpal tunnel from the.
But some basic rules like don't pick up beads off the street and throw it to the crowd. Once a bead hits the street, you really don't want to pick it up and give it to anybody else. But so there are just basic things of how to stay up with the crew, where you stay within line. You have to. I mean, there's like you said, there are high school bands that are right behind you, so you just can't be standing back there and talking to your friend in the group as the parade goes by. You have to stay with them and keep it
extensive
up.
waiting list, high level of training.
High level. I like that.
Do I get a certificate at the end of it? Do I get a degree?
Well, you get a uniform, you get a warm handshake, and a pat on the back, and that goes a long way.
You get to have some fun. Yeah. Well, so question for you. You have 75 people in your
Correct.
group. And you said some have hundreds.
Hundreds, thousands.
Hundreds,
thousands. Gasparilla is several thousand, over 1,000 people in Gasparilla.
The crew of Gasparilla.
Crew of Gasparilla.
Wow. So how do you wait on the waiting list for a few years? How long do you have to wait to be able to walk in the parade? Is it select? Obviously, I'm sure it goes by
right
some
in the
sort
parade.
Some groups don't have waiting lists.
Okay.
So if you find one that don't, and you're right, some people ride only the float in the parade. Some people walk in the parade. You have your choice of doing both with our crews. So it's different crews have different rules of what you do and how you participate in the parade. And if you want to walk the 5 miles from Bayshore to downtown, you're more than welcome to do that.
Well, I sometimes you walk it, not trying to, but you got to make it down there somehow, and all the
Right.
streets get closed off.
One of the biggest problems in startups for a group of people that want to start a group in the parade is the float.
Yes.
What's your float made of? I mean, that is a big expense.
And most definitely, this is our second float that we've built. It is a 45-foot float. It is 2 stories tall.
What kind of chassis? Where did you get something like that?
The military?
Well, we had it built from the axles up. The axles were shipped in from Texas because we knew it was going to be a heavy steel float. It's all steel. Other floats are made out of wood. Other floats are home trailers. It all depends what you're looking to do. We got to the point where we wanted to build one of the best floats in the crew world, and we're pretty envious of it. It's an expense. Once the floats are done, you need insurance on the float. You need uniforms. You need to take care of yourself and the people around you. I mean, just to be in the Gasparilla parade, one of the requirements is that you have a $1 million insurance policy on your float.
Is that like a CGL policy or a...
Multiple insurance policies for both the tow vehicle and for
There
the
you
bead
go.
tossing. It's a special. It's not many people handle that, but it's
Yeah.
Does Adam handle that?
I probably could find something for it. Well, like I said, once I saw the float, so they have a pull behind, right? Are
Yes.
most of them pull behinds like that?
Most of them are. Most of them are towed with a tow truck. This year's sponsor, Steps Towing, tows all of the floats throughout Gasparilla. So either that, some are motorized. But the float's a big thing. It takes a lot because of the pumping of the water. It has a water tank. It has water filters. It has sewage. It has, it's a lot of work that goes into refrigeration.
Wow.
So there's a lot that goes into a float. So it's an expensive process. It's not that easy to say, yeah, let's start a crew. Let's between insurance and the information that you need to do to participate, it's a good startup.
I guess Adam, our Tampahometalk crew is not going to happen.
Probably not. Well, looking at his, like I said, insurance, the way I would think about it, obviously you'd probably still have that special event insurance, but the pull behind, you'd do what's called an inland marine policy for
Okay.
that, which just covers that specific thing, and then just a general commercial auto for the truck.
And what about do you still get the special event insurance for each event because you have people hanging all over your inland marine?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
We'd have to look at
I'd
that.
have to ask an insurance agent.
You gotta ask questions. I mean, there's a product for everything, so you never know.
Lloyd's of London.
They'll write anything if you want to pay for it. I promise you.
They were one of our underwriters at one time. So yes.
When in doubt, that's where you go. That's amazing.
Is there other Lloyd's? Is there like Lloyd's of New York and Lloyd's of...
I mean, that's just more of a general, umbrella type thing, because there's all sorts of different companies that would be in that market. Lloyd's of London is the most
expensive?
yeah, kind of. Well, it depends. Sometimes it's all you can get, so you don't have a choice, right?
They don't have citizens for floats?
No, but you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want to spend that much time on the phone with them to try to figure it out.
So that wouldn't be me. That would be you.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways,
we digress.
813-377-2775. That's 813-377-2775. Text the word crew to get hooked up with the F Troop.
You're a little early on that one, but I love it.
No, it was just take it down.
Yeah. So when we come back, I just want to hear maybe some good stories or anything from Gasparilla, and tell us what you're most excited about for the coming parades, because we'll wrap it up, and then you gotta hit the road and get ready for the big day tomorrow, right?
Sounds good. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So you're listening to Tampa Home Talk, and we'll be right back after this break.
Yeah, we still got more time to. Yeah, I just love talking about the parades. Parade season's coming up, and everything went really silent. Pat?
To Tampa Home Talk. This is Adam Talley with Talley Insurance, joined by Leo Kane with Barrel Project Engineering, and we have Ron RK with F Troop. It's been a fun day. I can't wait to don the pirate gear, go out, get ready for another great Gasparilla season, and I am running in the race as well. So I get the full month of activities here. So Ron, before we end today, what's your favorite part about Gasparilla? What do you look forward to the most every year when it comes around?
Well, and a lot has to do with the children. The kids have such a sparkle in their eye. There are so many people asking for beads, and when you one-on-one personally come up and put a bead around their neck, and they smile, and it's a memory that they can go home with that's been positive, no matter what other things happen during their day, that's something that goes a long way. When you're doing that and you're keeping, it's making people happy. And that's a tough job to do, to make people happy, but in the crew world, it's easy. And they enjoy it. They enjoy the music. They enjoy the festivities. And for you to do that, that's a fun thing to do.
Wow.
It's our group is 75 men that we're kind of just dedicated to the brotherhood within our crew, and while improving and enriching our community. It's the lives of those within the organization. Just try to give back, and it's a good thing. If you're looking for something good to do, get involved.
I thought it was just.
Prominent business owners in your group. You want to give them a shout out?
We have quite a few, and I don't want to start and then having that I've left some out, but we'll be happy to let you know that a lot of the professional people within the Tampa Bay area, from the CEOs of companies to working at McDale Air Force Base and just general people who work with for a living. So it's a broad spectrum of people we have, but we all kind of think alike. And it's there are a lot of great companies involved.
That might help you with.
Good to have some attorneys too.
Yes, we do have some. We have some attorneys also.
That might help you with the waiting list, Adam, because you're Adam Talley of Talley Insurance. That might help you get vetted faster into joining the F Troop.
Well, time for a little bragging. How much do you guys give back every year to all these charities?
Well, we haven't put the dollar figure out yet. We are working on it, though, because we figured that it's a good idea to start looking back. And I know that
the IRS wants to know too.
We do that once a year. Also, we are a not-for-profit organization, but it's quite a bit. I mean, just alone on what you give out, what you spend in beads, and what you throw out.
Yeah.
Not just alone that, but. In doing things for the community, it costs a lot of money.
So are you subsidized by the members, or you got other organizations that donate to you to donate?
No, we are. It's all done through the membership, but our fundraisers are from golf tournaments that we raise money, and through our membership, we do a clay shoot with our members, and we do socials where we raise money for different causes. So you're always asked to participate and to donate. You don't have to, but it's a good idea to be involved that way.
Now, for our listeners out there, do they have to be a member of your crew to participate in the golf tournament?
If you're a guest from a crew member,
Okay. So that's
okay. We like to know who we're dealing with. It's not just open to the public. So we try to do all of our things with our crew members, and we have enough crew members and family members involved.
You can fill a lot of things up that way.
Yeah, with 75 members, we're going to have a little over 125 to 150 people on the float tomorrow.
Wow.
So
Sweet.
and kids enjoying themselves. So there's a lot of people within the area.
Wow, that's amazing. Any parting questions here, Leo?
No, it's been very educational. I'll have to go home and find my Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, and see when the F Troop's on. And
I'm sure it's on YouTube. Has to be.
It is.
they put whole episodes on YouTube?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. It was a serious question.
You're on YouTube all the time.
And make sure you smash and subscribe.
There you go.
Smash the like button.
We
subscribe
will be on
to our
YouTube
show.
later if you're playing around looking for F Troop and you want to look up this show.
I
We'll
have
be
people
on there.
handle this stuff for me. They run my social media.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I think
You're
my
big time.
I think my secretaries had like long conversations with my parents that I don't even know about.
Probably.
There was,
Probably for your
there
own
was a
good,
family thing I went to, and they're talking to me about something I knew nothing about. She's like, "Well, you texted me this, and it was so thankful, and you did this," and I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking
funny.
about."
Well, Ron, do you have any story? What's your favorite story?
Oh, yeah, give us a
Gasparilla?
story,
Yeah, do you have any
Gasparilla
good
story.
that you can share.
War story.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Wow.
This is a morning radio show.
Let's just stick
so
to the
keep it-
good.
Yeah.
Pat gives us the bad. He gives us traffic and weather, so let's just stick to the good.
Well, at our mascot is a duck, and that was chosen by the group, and we will have a full-size 6-foot-tall duck in the front of the children's parade greeting people and tossing out beads.
Somebody has to walk 5 miles in a big duck costume?
Yes,
or,
sir.
I guess the children's is a
And
little
the
smaller.
cold wave doesn't show up. It's only like a mile and a half.
Mile and a half is the children's
And the
parade.
cold wave doesn't get here till Monday.
That's right. So
Oh,
it's going to
wow.
be hot. Yeah. Everyone. It's just a great attitudes that are there. Trying to pick out one story, I was not prepared to give you something that stands out because they're all good. They're all good. They're all fun, and you meet so many people year after year. You meet some of the same, and you meet new people, and you're involved.
Yeah.
And that's what really counts. Being involved is part of the answer.
Have you ever been on the pirate ship?
Not while it's been sailing. No.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
No, only Gasparilla members are allowed
Ah.
on the pirate ship.
Gotcha.
So that's one of their rules.
It makes me so nervous watching all the boats.
Hundreds and hundreds of boats will be on the water for Gasparilla, no matter what the weather is, and that's just a treat in itself being out on that and doing that. It's really something.
Way to
different.
avoid the traffic.
It just makes me nervous. How close all those boats get. There's no brakes on boats, so how close
There's
they
an
get.
anchor.
It's not a brake.
It stops the boat from moving.
if it catches in time.
Well, brakes if the pads work in time. It's just brakes.
Anyways, we digress. But this has been great, and we'll hopefully we get some people to add to your wait list.
Yeah,
too. That'd be amazing.
813-377-2775 if you're a prominent business owner in the area and you happen to watch the F Troop and you want to be part of the crew. 813-377-2775. That's 813-277-2775.
You almost got it there.
Yeah, and if you're not a good fit for F Troop, go ahead and still text. I'm sure crews get to know crews, and they're all friendly with each other, and they all have common themes and spirits. So if you aren't a great fit for F Troop, or they're too far booked out, I'm sure they can hook you up with someone
Correct.
else.
We just want to make sure we're giving. Everyone wants to give back to the community. So I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
an awesome way to
most
give back to
important
the
thing.
community.
Do we know how many pounds of beads you guys are giving away?
No.
Oh man,
It's
Lots.
tons.
Yes.
tons.
Metric tons.
Wow. Oh,
You know
my
the difference between a ton and a metric ton, right?
No,
A metric ton is 2,200 pounds.
instead of 2,000.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
just
like it.
more
It's
information
like
for
yards versus meters.
you. That's 3.5, yeah. Anyway, this has been an exciting hour. We miss you, Katrina. Hopefully get well soon. But Adam and I held down the fort.
Yes. Good. Get well soon, Katrina. Hope everybody has a great weekend. And looking forward to Gasparilla for the next couple weekends.
Yeah, we
here,
got the
so.
children's parade tomorrow, and then we got the adult parade next week, and then we got my favorite, which is the Ybor parade, because I can just stumble out of bed and see it.
I like that.
Yeah,
All right.
like that.
Have a great weekend.
Remember, love where you live, or we're going to fix it.
Or Katrina will fix it.
Yeah, Katrina will fix it. Go, 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 go.